Hello everyone. Let's do a short chair practice. So maybe you have blocks that you want to use, and I'm actually going to use 2 chairs. Not for everything, but for some things. So maybe you want to grab 2 chairs. If you don't have blocks, you could also use small pillows. They're just going to provide a different pressure when you push into them. Like the pillows will have a little give. These will make you a little more stable. So we come to sit down. We can sit towards the edge of our chair. I put my blocks in front. If you have a pillow you want to put there, you could put a pillow in front. We'll breathe. Sitting nice and tall. Maybe you want to take one hand down by your side, raise the other one up towards the sky. Lowering that down, we do the same thing on the opposite side. Coming for a little side stretch. We could raise up our hands towards the sky. Taking your hands over to one side for a stretch. Taking a breath. Then coming back, doing the same thing on the opposite side. Taking a breath, lowering those hands down. Maybe you want to do a little fold. To do this, I like to take a lot of space with my legs. We're leaving room for my belly, and we're going to hinge forward. We can dangle our hands down if we don't want to put pressure on our wrists. Or we could bring our hands to blocks or to a pillow, leaning down, head down towards the ground. Taking a breath. Maybe we want to come up halfway, so bring our hands to our legs, looking forward. It's almost like we're pretending our back is flat out at our waist. It's clearly not, but just pretend. We'll take a breath, and then we lower ourselves back down towards the ground, head down. And then we can slowly come up to seated. From here, maybe we want to take one knee and lift it out to the side. And we take the other knee and lift it out to the side. I'm actually bringing it a little bit in towards the center before I lift it up. So we're doing some little circles with our hips, opening things up. If you do have blocks or pillows, you could put them out to the edge, a little bit wider than your feet. And think about using that as a barrier, something to try and lift your foot above the block, and then lift it back in. You could have them on the lower height. You could also do this with a yoga strap or a string or a water bottle or any object. It doesn't have to be a block. Thinking about lifting it up. Obviously, the higher the object is, a string would be good for measuring distance if you wanted to open your legs up a certain distance. A block or a water bottle, something has some height to it. You're thinking about lifting up your legs a little bit higher. So you choose sort of what you're going for here. And then we can shake that out. We can then think about this extra chair and thinking about lifting up that leg, bringing it out to the side, and maybe we're bringing it up onto a chair. And so you might have to play around with where your chair is located to figure out what works here. You take your belly, bringing it to the inside of that leg, and option to bring your arm, maybe your upper arm, I was supposed to say upper thigh, wrong body part, and push it into your thigh, opening up the leg a little bit. And breathe here. This might open up your hip a little bit more. And then maybe we take our heel and we point it onto the chair, toes up towards the ceiling. So now our leg is long, and we can feel maybe some stretch in the back line of the leg. Maybe if we think about flexing our toes up towards the ceiling, we can feel a different sensation versus when we point them. We could practice pointing them, seeing what that feels like. And when we're here, then maybe we want to take one hand, it's the same hand as the leg that's out, lowering it down that leg towards the foot. Doesn't have to touch the foot, just in that direction. Raising the other one up. And again, noticing if you feel anything in the back. Breathing. You could lower that down. Maybe we want to sit up. Maybe we want to turn our torso to face over that leg. And then we could raise up our hands and lower down this way, seeing how that feels. Seeing if you feel it in a different spot. And again, you might need to push your belly around. Things get stuck for sure. Taking a breath. and then coming back up. Now, we can put that foot back up so it's bent up towards the ceiling again. If this is like super uncomfortable for you, you could always have your foot on the ground, just in the direction of the chair, or you could put it on a high block, or something that's just lower than this chair seat, because it's pretty high, so it could be lower. So whatever works for you there. And here we'll do a little bit of twisting. We have some options we can explore too. This time, maybe we'll take the same arm as the leg, bring it behind the back of that chair, bringing the other hand around to that leg, and look behind you. So you're looking sort of across your body, across that leg. You might notice things are squishy in here by your belly. You can move it, or you can just acknowledge that that's where things meet. And then we can come and twist the other way. So I'm going to take the same hand as the leg, hold that leg, bring the hand around to the other side of the chair, and look over that shoulder. Taking a breath here, and then we can lower that down. And you can use the same, or you can just use the opposite side. I'm going to move my chair around to the opposite side of this mat. You don't have to do that. You can just sort of maneuver your chair around so you're facing the other way. And I'm going to move these out of the way for now. And we're going to bring up that opposite leg onto the chair. And again, you might notice it feels different. I feel like a little bit closer. So you can move the chair around. As long as it's on top of, at least 2 feet are on top of a mat, so it doesn't like slide around. So here we have this, and we have that option of bringing that upper arm, pushing into that leg, opening up your hip, and then that option to raise the hand towards the sky, or look up, breathing here. We can lower that down. Taking a second, maybe you want to straighten out that leg. And again, you can point and flex your toes. Noticing how that feels. My chair is getting away from me here, so you can always readjust. Pointing, flexing. We could do that stretch where we take that hand, same arm as the leg that's out, bringing it down the leg, raising the other one up again, seeing how this feels with the leg out. Taking a breath, and then coming back. We have that option of raising up our hands, turning our torso to face over that leg, and slowly hinging down. And then you can see what changes here. Maybe noticing if this leg feels different than your other leg, just exploring that. Breathing. And then maybe you want to slowly come back up. We're going to bend that knee again. And again, you can put it on the ground or on a block if having it up this high is like not a great sensation for you. And we'll do those 2 twists. So we have the first option is twisting across the body. So taking the opposite hand, bringing it to the leg, bringing the other hand behind onto the back of the chair, and then looking over that back shoulder and breathing in this position. And then maybe you want to come back, and we'll do the twist the opposite way. So bringing the same arm to the leg, bringing the other hand to the other side of the chair, looking over that shoulder. Breathing here. And then coming back and letting it go. And we can do one more thing. You have an option, if you have a big pillow, you can put it on your chair. What I'm going to do is, I'll turn this way. So we're going to face the chair. So you're sitting in one chair, facing another chair. And we have the option of bringing your legs really wide, making room for the belly. We're going to hinge forward, bring your hands down, maybe our forearms, or maybe our arms are straighter. Depends. You can also move the chair further away from you. And look down through your arms, if your arms are straight, or if you're on your forearms, resting, maybe lowering your head. And we'll rest here for about 5 breaths. You can stay here as long as you want. When you do this, think about your hips, think about your back, maybe think about your shoulders. How does this feel in your body? And then we can slowly raise ourselves up. Maybe wherever you are, you want to raise your arms. Inhaling and lowering them down. Maybe holding your heart, taking a few breaths. And thank you so much for this practice. Maybe you want to send some gratitude to yourself. And it's just fun exploring the chair. So feel free to explore other movement in it too. Thank you.